guys are.
Yeah, I think the best way to summarize it is when there's this concept that I learned from Apple. Like I was watching, there's a guy named Tony Fidel who talks a lot about he was there through the iPod and then like, obviously all the big launches for Apple on the product side. And he has this thing that they say they always do called like building from the press statement, like building and backwards from the press statement. And so
Yeah,
it's this
yeah.
idea of, hey, we want to launch headphones. Instead of the engineers coming up and saying like, hey, this is all the cool technology that we can do, they start out by writing the press statement that they believe will blow people's minds. And so then they go write the press statement and then they backwards engineer from what they want to deliver to the end consumer from there. So then they know that what they're building, consumers are going to want. And on top of that is just going to be something that everyone can be excited about because visualizing that keynote and visualizing that press statement is way more exciting for people to build towards than just some arbitrary piece of technology. And so I take that to NFTs and I say, we always build backwards from the tweet. Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, everything is like, everything that we launch is going to come out from a tweet, right? Maybe a few tweets, maybe it's a thread. But I think the fun way to look at it is, hey, what can we do? What can we tweet and build that would just break the internet and go crazy? And how can we just keep building more shots on goal for us to continue to break the internet and do it in a way that also rewards holders? And all of that is encapsulated in the tweet. Because I could go out and say that we're going to go plant 1 million trees, right? But the holders aren't going to be excited about that. And so it's probably not a good idea, although people might be, excited or might, give me some flowers or whatever it is on Twitter. And so when I think about ideas now, it's like, how do we take all our stakeholders, roll them up and make sure that they're excited about what we're launching, and then also make new people that are potentially interested in coming in excited as well. And so that's been the biggest learning lesson because we've launched so many things that have been duds that nobody really remembers anymore by the nature of them being duds. But those were very painful because we'd spend a month, 2 months developing something and then you launch it and it just doesn't have the impact that you expect. And I know there's a lot of projects that go through that exact same feeling. And so my biggest thing that I feel like we've learned is we just don't build anything unless we think it's going to break the internet. And then the practical way of bringing that to life is start from the press statement, start from the tweet, and then build backwards from there because it's going to go crazy. And so, yeah, that's kind of the biggest learning lesson.